What's going on, everybody? Welcome to your daily astrology horoscope for Friday, October 22nd, 2021. Astrologer Brian Scarborough here, Fixed Air Moon, keeping the collective fixed on astrology. Hope you're all doing well out there and had a good week. It's been intense. Full moon in Aries, Mars square Pluto, even Jupiter coming direct, bringing a lot to the table for us. Mars trining that, how we identify with all this futuristic areas of where our life's going, and it's unpredictable and it's transformative. It's been intense. It's been a major cord-cutting week. Probably the most powerful one I can remember in recent past. Maybe you're feeling the same, but there is that positivity of the Mars trine Jupiter that can really show us a lot. And we are at the final day of Libra season today, on a Venus day, in a Venus-ruled sign. So it's definitely an intense day of trying to bring things to the center in our life and trying to come back to center in Intenseville, USA, but this is the whole world that's going through this, the whole planet. There's so much going on in our lives right now and in the world, and it comes to these big decisions, and we have to, really identify with what lights us up in life, what brings us that courageous aspect of self, and trying to balance that with everything that we're trying to relate to and understand and all the reflections that we see. And it's very intense here. And by 9:51 on the West Coast, again, we're going to see Scorpio season tonight. If you're on the East Coast, that'll be 12:51 a.m. But the sun's coming into Scorpio, baby. It's getting the kiss of death. It's going to get dark here quick. We're going to be rolling the clocks back like everything is transforming in our physical world, outside of us, the seasons, coming into fixed water. It's going to be deep here, and we have a lot of deep dive and a lot of transformative areas of our life that need to be intensified, that need to be investigated and understood, and to use these great gifts that we have of really getting into the nitty-gritty of our metaphysical selves and what our deeper passions and soul desires are. And as we're seeing Mars square Pluto today again, it's like, whoa, intense energy that, maybe sometimes we have to pump the brakes in life. There can be an intense desire to just go conquer everything, but at the same time, there's almost like, what do I conquer? How do I conquer all these things? I don't know where the future's going 100% yet, and I think that that's okay, and it's important to just find center, realize balance on a day like this. Very intense Friday. We're going to see the moon finishing up in Taurus. We are going to see that moon in Taurus with the sun ingress into Scorpio for just a brief, hour and a half. Might be a little longer, it might be 2 hours. So it's almost like tonight there's more full moon energy, where we just had a sun in Libra and a moon in Aries for a full moon, of course, and now we get a moon in Taurus with a sun in the polarity of Scorpio for a couple hours, just shining a light on the intensity that we need to harness within our value systems and what we can create. And we're also going to see that moon square over to Jupiter today. It's going to sextile over to Neptune in the morning. There is definitely a magical essence if we're in a place to create right now, and if we're finding our stability within ourselves through intense times, through things getting blown up, through a future that, where is it going? There's a lot of questions, and I think that that's a beautiful thing that Scorpio season's taking us into, is we can get to the bottom of some questions, we can get to the bottom of some desires. Mars and Pluto looking at each other dead in the eye here in square, in cardinal signs. There's a big time initiation right now. There's a big time, desire to leap forward, but sometimes we got to remember to take a step backwards just to make sure we have everything completely understood and wrapped up, and we're not overdoing it or, putting ourselves just into the ground, just beating ourselves into the dirt, if you will. We can feel like we have to do so much. And there are things that we need to do for our future, for what we believe in, for our values, but one step at a time. I don't think it's a day that we need to just conquer the world, if you will, but at the same time finding that intense balance of what you can do with what you have within you, and the gut and the grit. It's a gritty time. We just got to have that grit to know when to push and to know when to pull back in life, and to take in the download, to take in what's showing up. And we got to remember the magic too with the moon in sextile to Neptune. We got to remember that our intuitive nature is going to show us the soul desires, and we have to be able to relate that with the ego. And we have to be able to figure out really what the deeper essence of self is trying to identify with that can help us create. Because we're in such a powerful creation time, but it's like we can be so critical of where we're at right now that we're maybe losing track of the future, or the future is getting blown up in ways that we're losing balance. And I think today is such an important day to try, and if you need to slow down to find center, slow down to find center. Slow down to feel good. Take in everything that is good in life right now. And I think that things can be showing up in amazing ways. We're going to see Venus here, still in Sagittarius. It's past the midway point. It's getting ready to square over to Neptune. Even from Helio, we're looking at Jupiter, Venus, and Neptune in Pisces. There's a lot of beautiful things that God's trying to drop in that we could be knowing, or that we can believe. And we don't want to just look over things or gloss over what is important. There is that area too. But this Venus really isn't making a whole lot of aspects right now. It's kind of in this free-floating zone. I think it's important to remember that we need to believe in beauty and balance. We need to believe in what we can bring to our creation and see what's out there, and be willing to go into the transformation of the life that we're living right now with, maybe a laugh and a smile, and to not take things, too heavy. Although we're going through heavy things, it's important to remember how beautiful life can be if we just take a moment to calm down, to slow down, to laugh, to tell a joke, to have some fun. Could definitely be some good medicine on a day like this. Saturn's going to come to 7 degrees tonight too, with that ingress into Scorpio. And I think we're redefining this structure here of our spiritual frequency. And a lot of this area in life right now, as we are on this great cusp of Pisces and Aquarius, is really taking our spiritual essence that we have come to grow into right now, and especially it's like very expedited right now, and taking that into our future and starting to innovate with that frequency and how we can connect, and the people and the energy that we can hold within ourselves to really help the collective to get through transformative times, to get through deep, areas. Like, it could feel like a deep kind of another dark night of the soul, if you will, that we're going through right now, and that we could be going through more. I mean, Scorpio season's intense. We're going to see the Sun, Mercury, Mars square off with Saturn. We're going to see eclipses, of course, a lunar eclipse in Taurus with the Sun in Scorpio, and then we're going to get the eclipses we're going to get the solar eclipse, of course, in Sagittarius. It's just like there's something beautiful that's trying to start us forward into this adventure, but it's deep and dark, and it can be a little scary with decisions, or with having to figure out different ways to create into the future, while simultaneously coming back into our center and not just giving all to the outer or all to others, but remembering our essence is very important on such an intense day, but such an intense time to be alive. And I think that hopefully that can bring a lot of help. It's a rainy day, and I decided to come outside and shoot another horoscope. So I think we're all transforming certain aspects of our life, whether it's little or small. There's gifts out there for the transformation. It's not all that bad. I think once we get into the deeper layers here, whatever's showing up in our life, or how we can dig deep to find positivity, a lot can show up as we're climbing this mountain here. It's intense, it's heavy, it's steep, but we got this, and we're here for it. What's the card for the day? Got the 9 of Cups upright. It's intense, but at the same time, I think we can really feel a sense of abundance within us. We can feel like we've reached a next level at this point of evolution, of just what makes us feel whole, what makes us feel good. We can find a lot of happiness in the transformation. It's nothing that we need to be scared of. It's nothing that we need to worry about. It's just accepting it and going with the flow, and kind of like really listening to where that intuition is calling you, especially today, because it's like there's magic there. And if we can kind of go into that space, we might find more comfort than maybe it looks like on the surface. So it is sort of the deep stuff that we need to feel, we need to get into, and it might just put a smile on our face. It might just give us a sense of like, oh wow, like things are pretty good actually in here. Maybe out there they look a little crazy, but that's the polarity of an Aries full moon. It's like there's so much out there, we can try and get so caught up in the outer that we're losing track of the inner. And I think that that full moon gave us a quick reality check of how to cut cords, to get back to our strength, of how to feel good, how to take care of ourselves, and how to look for the positivity in whatever we might be going through. But it is intense. It is intense. Why'd we get that card? Five of Swords in reverse. We're getting out of a lot of mental strife and conflict. I think the cords have been cut. There's good things on the horizon, and it's like we don't have to fight the transformation. The more we fight it, the more we might struggle through it. Let's be open, trust, feel how everything is making you or taking you right now. And if you need to take a step back, take a step back. If you need to power forward and your gut's telling you to, trust your gut, trust that. Again, same goes if your gut's telling you to take a step back and chill out. Take a step back, chill out, feel everything. There's really powerful things on the other side of this ledge. I'll catch you for the weekend forecast tomorrow. I love you all so much. I hope that you enjoy this. I hope you like these horoscopes. I know I don't bring up the charts when I'm out here, but you know, it's a good mix. It's a good channel being outside. So I'm sending you all my best. Happy Friday, happy Venus Day, happy Mars square Pluto. Don't let the outside world trick you into thinking that there isn't still beauty in this world. I think right now is a good time to remember that. And I do want to plug, just for whatever reason, I do offer consultations. I would love to work with any of you if you're trying to see your soul on a deeper level through your astrology and to listen to my take on it. Appreciate you all. Have a blessed Friday. I will see you mañana. Peace.